I can't believe I spent the whole day, it's night out now, trying to fix the audio issue I'm having. I have my Bluetooth devices. Oh, this is still on. Should turn off now. Yeah, there we go. So I have my Bluetooth devices and I have been messing with this forever. I cut the speaker and added a line output to use a Y adapter connecting into my GoPro so I could get my Rode microphone and the input from the Bluetooth so you could hear everyone talk clearly. Didn't work. I've tried everything. I've put volume controls on it. I flipped the volume control and had the inputs going on both sides, you know, flipped it back and forth. I ended up spending the whole day having this piece soldered back and forth, doing all this testing to just end up going back the same way. Which is having two of these Rode microphones, one for me to talk and the other to place over top of the speaker like I had in the first video, and that worked the best. Hopefully someday I can find a better way, but for now, that's the best I can do. Anyways, my helmet's torn to pieces. I'm gonna do a quick build showing how to set up a motovlogging helmet. Yes, my room's a total mess. So is my desk. Anyways, this is temporary. This is a temporary mount. There are companies that make them for helmets, and I'm gonna put one of those on. I have this lipped down a little bit because I used to have my GoPro mount adapter right here, and then it would go right to the GoPro. But I'm gonna put a better looking mount on here, so I'm gonna move this inside the helmet. As much as everybody hates these adapters, they could have done a better job of giving you more space or something, but aside from that, the benefit is you can plug in and access your USB while you still have audio. So you can have your mic running and you can plug in an external power source. This time I'm going to stick this inside the helmet and just use this adapter like this. First, I stripped my helmet down. Fully stripped my helmet down. All the pieces are out of it pretty much, except this. For my FreeCom Bluetooth, I just used double-sided tape and stuck it on the side of the helmet. They also have a mount you can put on there, but this works good for me because I wanted it up a little higher. Slide it in and down, and it's good. There's little holes on the inside to place your speakers. Kit comes with little Velcro pieces. Just peel the sticker off, stick it in the holes, stick it in the holes in here. I already had this installed before. Take the wires. This one's going here. Short speaker on this side, fits right in there. Take the longer one, drop it in through here, and stick it on the spot. Run this cable down to the back of it. Just push it down. Then we have our microphone. Just gonna have a whole bunch of slack. That connects to here, it just sticks right to it. So I gotta wait and put this back in first. What else do I need to run in this helmet? That's it? It's too easy. I'm just gonna stick a pillow under my helmet. Got some Scotch tape. I'm gonna go ahead and put these pads back in now. Oh, by the way, this I put on using Gorilla Tape. I think this one holds up to 30 pounds. Alright, so snap this piece in to know my microphone placement. Now, just gotta get these wires all in place so they're not hanging around everywhere. Just take some Scotch tape. Tape it down in there so it doesn't move around. Keep it away from the holes. Yeah, I know, Scotch tape, right? Really? But it does work good. See? Holds it right in place. Now I'm going to run my GoPro mics. This one is going to go over the speaker. I'm going to make sure I put a couple of those on there because I don't want it moving around. So far, this is the best way I've got to be able to hear the person talking to me through mine. I'm not into all that syncing each other's audio and using both and all that. I've got that pretty well secured on there so it's not going to move when I'm taking the helmet off and on. Just going to drop this inside and put this piece back in. Okay, got that back in. Pull this wire out. My main mic that I talk into, so I'm going to put it right there. And my other mic will go right next to it. This just velcros in on this helmet. So there's no problems with wind noise there. Take this cord and this cord. These are my 2 microphones. They're gonna plug into the Y adapter. And then on the end of the Y adapter, this is 3 prongs, so I'm gonna put an adapter on it to turn it into 2. So this way it'll work with the GoPro. That plugs into here, and this into your GoPro. But this isn't long enough, and I don't want to put it here anymore because I'm going to change this out to a better looking one. Now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to run these wires inside the helmet somewhere, and I'm just going to tape them in place so they don't move around. Well, that's a lot of cords to go in your helmet. So from here, I'm just going to wrap these up. I don't want to get them all gooey with tape, so I'll just use this wire tie. And they will fit down on the side back here. We don't want to lose these connections, right? So you take a little electrical tape. Get that nice and tight so it won't come apart. Trust me, for some reason, they fall apart inside the helmet. Tuck this down in the bottom of the back. You'll never feel it. I got to figure out, where do I want to put this? You know what? I'm going to figure that out later, actually, because I'm gonna wait till I get my other helmet mount, then I'll use the extension. For now, I'll just use my old setup, which is the road adapter plugged in. Now we gotta make sure that stays in and stays waterproof. Tape it on there nice and strong. I'm gonna completely cover this so that way water isn't gonna be an issue. There we go, there's our mic piece. Now for this, I pull this out, stick the microphone up in there, and push it back in. That works. First, get my Gorilla Tape. This pushed on there nicely. This has got a curve, so I'm gonna double it. Trim the edges, cut that up. Get another piece of Gorilla Tape and put it here. Sticky to sticky. Let that hold a little bit. Gonna go here on this piece, and then it plugs in here. So I'm gonna need 1 piece, go across the bottom. Put this piece on the bottom here. Remember to let these sit for like 24 hours before you go out. Let them cure all the way, get stuck all the way. You don't want your GoPro falling off your helmet. Alright, peel that one. It's ready to stick on here. And my Y adapter plugs right into that. Now I know how much room I got to play with. I'll tuck this into the sleeve down here. Now that all my wires are in, I'm gonna go ahead and start taping them into place. So we don't have any loose wires getting tangled up. Electrical tape, I'm gonna go ahead and tape that front wire too. That front connection as well. Find a place for them to lay comfortably and tape it down so they don't get pulled and tangled. If it's Scotch tape, it's easy to pull back off if you need to. I don't know if I can get a good view in here. So yeah, there's the speaker, and then the wires are all taped down. This one, like I said, I got the microphone taped to the speaker. Wires all out of the way of the clips. That's about it. Now put the rest of the pads in the helmet. These cheap pads have nothing in the way. There it is. Full motovlogging setup. Stick your GoPro in. Plug the mic adapter in, going back all the way and then up just a tiny bit so it's with the line of sight of the helmet. If you try to go what looks like even to you, you'll be looking at the ground, and you don't want to look at the sky either, so about right there, just with your line of sight. A lot of people have problems with the audio making noise when they're at high speeds, and it's not waterproof like this. So if you see how beat up my GoPro is, that's because every time I do it, I take tape, put it around the back, pull it tight around that connection piece to hold it tight into my GoPro. Then I take another piece and cover this area so this way it's waterproof. After that, tighten it down. You're ready to motovlog. So yeah, that's how my helmet's set up. I'm gonna change the mount on the front of it like I said, but I'll put links in the description for all the equipment I use for my motovlog, and I will keep striving to give a better quality. I'm running so far behind. So I just finished editing this video, it's rendering out, and while that's going on, I'm going to complete the rest of this portion of the video. A lot of people ask me about motovlogging and for tips and stuff like that, and also you know, you look around and you run into a lot of issues that nobody talks about. One issue I had in the beginning was audio. Half the time I didn't get any sound and had to throw my footage away. Thankfully, J-Mac helped me out on this and gave me a tip. If you're using GoPro 5, 6, or 7 and you're using an external microphone, you need to turn Quick Record off. Quick Record just turns the GoPro on and starts recording, but it doesn't check for an external mic. So half the time you have no audio. Trust me. Using an external mic with GoPro 5, 6, or 7, turn Quick Record off. Hit the power to turn the camera on, then hit the record button after it's ready. Another issue. Half my screen was freezing and then half would play, which is ruined footage, right? GoPro claims they fixed this with the update. I had it happen to me after the update. Ever since then, I never shot 4K Super View again. You can risk it if you want to. They claim it's fixed, but it happened to me after I did the update, so that's on you. I myself will not shoot Super View. I also prefer shooting in 30 frames per second. Some of the cheaper cameras won't give you a good picture at 30 frames per second. You need to put it in 60 because they can't, I don't know, they just can't process it or what, but you'll get a lot of vinaigrette and different things and it just looks bad. But GoPro does a good job filming 30 frames per second. And I need to save battery life because I take long rides. So I shoot 1080p 30 frames a second. I might bump it up to 2K because YouTube keeps ruining my footage when I upload it. That problem I still have not figured out how to solve. But for now, that's how I'm shooting. I think we pretty well covered, you know, most of the issues that come from GoPro. If you're getting wind noise, you gotta test your mic placement and stuff like that. Every one of them is gonna be different. Different helmets are gonna give you different sounds and everything. So test your mic equipment. If you have wind noise, you know, in the speakers, make sure and get a dead cat, they call it. It's just a fuzzy ball thing you put over top of the mic. I've worn it on the outside of my shirt and it didn't pick up wind noise. So those work really well. I don't use one right now. I don't need it. I have a leather piece under here that blocks the wind and it seems to work pretty well. As far as editing, I'm probably not the best person to ask for that. I myself use Adobe Premiere Pro, but I don't get into all that crazy special editing. I know how to add music and stuff, but it's a lot of extra work. And if that's something you're into, you're probably younger than me, you have all at it. What programs to use? I don't know. I just use Adobe. I heard Sony Vegas is good. I think Breezy uses Power Director. There's lots of programs out there. You just got to search them out and try them. Watch some YouTube videos and see what looks good to you. A big problem I see all the time. Here's another GoPro issue. When people cut, you know, you have footage and then you cut a space out and those go together and it just jumps frames. That's fine on the video part, but on the sound it goes click, 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 and it can get really annoying. So what I do to fix that is I put a 4 millisecond blend on the audio files for every cut I make, and then it sounds smooth. There's no clicks in it. It's a little bit of extra work, but it's well worth it. As far as your content, everybody's got their own style and you need to do you and what style you like. Don't try to do what you think other people are gonna like. Do what you yourself like. If you like it, chances are a lot of people out there also are gonna like it. And editing. When you edit, try not to leave in stuff that doesn't mean anything, you know? You want to have your talking cut to more talking. It doesn't have to all be talking. If it has something to do with the story, leave it in there. If there's some type of excitement or build-up or something going on, leave that. But if it's just writing and with nothing going on, you know, edit that out. You don't want your viewers to get bored. If your viewers get bored, chances are they're gonna click off and not come back. So try to keep it as interesting as possible. I always watch my videos back after I edit them. And if I find myself like drifting off, getting bored, then I'll try to do something about that and cut more away or something like that. Also, when you're talking, if you leave a space in between your talking, even if it's like 2 or 3 seconds, it's not very long. Like for instance, I'm gonna go to the grocery store. That little space in there doesn't seem like much anything, but you want to cut that out so it just sounds like I'm gonna go to the grocery store. Those little bits will make a big difference on your finished product. Can I think of anything else? That's all I can think of for now. I'm just doing this off the top of my head. I hope it helps some of you out. If anybody has any questions, let me know.